Elon Musk. The name itself conjures images of audacious goals. Cities on Mars, electric cars changing our world, and tunnels zipping us from place to place. He's the real-life Tony Stark, a visionary who seems to operate on a different plane of existence. But what if I told you that behind this titan of industry, this seemingly fearless innovator, there's a man driven by deep, profound fears? What if the very things that make him so extraordinary are fueled not just by ambition, but by a constant, gnawing anxiety? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and explore the hidden shadows of Elon Musk, the fears that shape his every move. Let's start with the most relatable one: the fear of failure. It's easy to look at SpaceX and Tesla now and see untouchable giants, but it wasn't always this way. Cast your mind back to 2008. The world was in a financial meltdown, and both of Musk's companies were on life support. Tesla was hemorrhaging cash, on the verge of bankruptcy. SpaceX had just suffered its third consecutive rocket failure. Imagine the pressure. He'd poured his entire fortune into these ventures. He was sleeping on the factory floor, staring at the ceiling, consumed by the terror of it all crashing down. He's talked about this time openly, about the sleepless nights and the sheer, overwhelming anxiety. For Musk, failure isn't just about losing money. It's an existential crisis. It's the nightmare that his grand vision for humanity, a multiplanetary species, a sustainable future, might just fizzle out. This fear is why he works the way he does. The legendary 100-hour work weeks, the relentless intensity, it's all a calculated war against probability. He believes that every extra hour he pours in, every problem he personally solves, tips the scales just a little bit more in favor of survival. It's a fear that demands superhuman endurance. This ties directly into his next great fear: losing control. Musk operates on the bleeding edge of what's possible. Rockets can explode. Batteries can fail. Artificial intelligence can go rogue. The world is chaotic and unpredictable, and for a man with a vision as precise as his, that chaos is a source of deep anxiety. He cannot afford to leave things to chance. This is why he's famous or infamous for his micromanagement style. He needs to know the details to ensure every component, every line of code, aligns perfectly with his master plan. He fears that delegating too much, trusting too much, could lead to a small deviation that cascades into total disaster. Even his famously unfiltered presence on social media is a form of control. By speaking directly to the public, he shapes the narrative, bypasses traditional media, and maintains a direct line to his supporters and critics. Every tweet, every bold proclamation is a move on the chessboard to keep his vision on track, to wrestle control back from the unpredictable forces of the world. And of course, with that level of public engagement comes the fear of public scrutiny. Every single thing Elon Musk does is analyzed, debated, and criticized in real time by millions of people. For most of us, that would be paralyzing. For Musk, it's a strategic battlefield. He knows that public perception can make or break his companies. A wave of bad press can scare away investors, trigger regulatory crackdowns, and erode the public trust that is so vital for his ambitious projects. So his fear isn't just about hurt feelings, it's about survival. This is where some of his more controversial actions come into play. The provocative tweets, the dramatic announcements, even the public spats, they can be seen as calculated risks. They are attempts to seize control of the conversation, to shock the system, and to keep the world watching. In a strange way, his fear of being judged and misunderstood fuels the very audacity that makes him so compelling. He'd rather be seen as reckless and brilliant than irrelevant and forgotten. But his fears go much deeper than business. Perhaps the most profound fear driving Elon Musk is the fear of mortality, not just his own, but humanity's. He talks about it constantly. He sees humanity as a fragile candle flame in a vast, dark universe, a flame that could be snuffed out at any moment. A supervolcano, a killer asteroid, a global pandemic, or even a war of our own making. This is the core motivation behind SpaceX. Colonizing Mars isn't just a cool science project. He sees it as a life raft for consciousness, a backup drive for the human species. This existential dread is what fuels his incredible sense of urgency. When you hear him sounding impatient with bureaucracy or slow-moving committees, it's not just arrogance. It's the anxiety of a man who feels the clock ticking down for all of us. Every delay is a gamble with our collective future. His intensity is a direct response to this fear, a desperate race against time to build a firewall against extinction. Ironically, the very technologies he champions are also a source of deep anxiety. Musk is one of the most vocal critics of uncontrolled artificial intelligence. He's warned time and again that we are summoning the demon. He fears that we are creating something far more intelligent than ourselves without building the proper safeguards. His nightmare is a future where AI spirals beyond our control, with consequences we can't even imagine. It's a classic case of the creator fearing his creation. This is why he co-founded OpenAI and why he's developing Neuralink. Neuralink isn't just about curing diseases. It's about creating a high-bandwidth connection between the human brain and AI, ensuring that we can keep pace, that we aren't left behind as mere pets of the superintelligences we build. It's a proactive defense against a technological catastrophe he sees looming on the horizon. He lives with the constant tension of pushing technological boundaries while being terrified of where those boundaries might lead. This all culminates in a fear of losing his legacy. Musk isn't just trying to get rich. He's trying to etch his name into the annals of human history alongside the great inventors and explorers. He wants to be remembered as the person who saved humanity from itself. The fear that his life's work could be for nothing, that his companies could fail, his innovations be forgotten, or his vision superseded, is a powerful motivator. It reinforces his work ethic and shapes every major decision he makes. His legacy is tied directly to the success and survival of his grandest projects. And finally, there's a subtle but powerful fear, the fear of losing our humanity. As he pushes us toward a future of brain-computer interfaces, AI assistants, and interplanetary living, he seems worried that we might lose the very essence of what makes us human. He doesn't want a future where we become passive, mindless consumers of technology, where our autonomy and moral agency are eroded. His push for a symbiosis between human and machine is a quest to augment humanity, not replace it. He wants to enhance our capabilities without sacrificing our soul. So, when you look at Elon Musk, don't just see the billionaire, the meme lord, or the visionary. See the man haunted by fear. Fear of failure, fear of chaos, fear of extinction, and fear of the very future he is so desperately trying to build.